Reeve, principal of Vanderveer Elementary School.
And I'm Dr. Tian, superintendent of schools.
We are so excited to welcome everyone to our Vanderveer Evening Learning Academy.
You are all in for weeks and weeks of enjoyment. Our academy will run on Tuesdays and Thursdays, starting on Tuesday, February 23rd, and will end on May 6th. Kindergarten to first grade lessons will start at 5 o'clock p.m. Second and third grade lessons will begin at 5:30 p.m. And our fourth and fifth grade lessons will launch at 6 o'clock p.m. every Tuesday and Thursday evening.
Don't worry if you miss a lesson. There is a VELA, spelled V-E-L-A, 2021 link on the Vanderveer website, which will bring you to an archive of every video, which will be available to enjoy over and over again. The library will keep growing each week as new videos are added. You will be learning alongside your very own Vanderveer teachers.
Also, we have teachers and administrators from across the district that will be bringing you fun learning experiences.
You will become scientists, engineers, mathematicians, writers, world explorers, and learn to communicate in different languages as you explore concepts in math, reading, writing, science, social studies, world language, and so many more.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we encourage you to visit often and view other lessons in our learning library as we add to the videos each week. Enjoy.
Hi there, everybody. It's Mrs. Mack. How you doing? I'm so excited that it's May, and that means before we know it, summer will be here. There are so many great activities we can do in the summer, and I can't wait. I bet you can't wait either. Let's think about it. There are so many fun things to do during the summer. I want you to shout out some of your favorite activities that you can do when the weather gets nice. Shout them out. I hear some good ones. They don't even have to all be outside activities. Daytime activities. How about later on in the day? The sun stays out even later in the summertime. So that means you can stay outside and enjoy it longer. Let's take a look if any of your ideas are the same as the ones that I thought of. We've got diving. We've got fire pits. We've got swimming. We've got s'mores. Those go with those fire pits, right? S'mores are my favorite. Outdoor movies. Has anybody here ever been to an outdoor movie? A few of you have. There's nothing quite like it. So many things that people are starting to try to do now that things are a little different in our world. We're taking some opportunities to do some different things. Think outside the box. Let's take a look. What about fireworks? I bet everybody's either seen fireworks or heard fireworks or maybe seen them on TV. Or maybe you've seen fireworks in a movie. What about cookouts? I can't wait. What about street fairs? Sometimes there are street fairs in nearby towns. I wonder if we'll see any come near us this summer. That sounds like fun. Hiking? Does anybody like to hike? I see a few of you do. How nice. What about your friends and your family? There are some things that you'll have more of an opportunity to do because you can be outside, maybe practice social distancing, and keep yourself safe while getting some fresh air. How about reading outside? Has anybody here ever thought about doing that? Pick up a book. Go to the library. So many ideas. Don't forget summer reading too. Along with lots of fun, there are some safety tips that you should know. It's important to be prepared and to be aware of your surroundings and anything that could turn dangerous. Because along with some of these activities, there could be a chance you might get hurt, somebody might get an injury. So let's take a look at some of these activities a little bit closer. Weather. That's right. We have to be aware of the weather. Sometimes some kinds of weather can be dangerous, and some of them present themselves in the summer. Think about the heat. It gets really hot sometimes in the summer. Well, sometimes we just think that's just uncomfortable, but that's not dangerous. Let's take a look. If your body overheats, you could get sick. It's really important that you drink lots and lots of water. Hot surfaces can burn your skin. Ouch! Have you ever gotten into a car when it's really hot outside? Sometimes that can burn your skin. Watch out if you're getting into like a car that has black seats and they're shiny. Ooh, they can sting. You might want to keep a towel or something handy to make sure that your bare skin does not get touched by that super hot seat. Stay hydrated. It's so important to drink water. Water's the best choice, but of course, anything that you can drink that keeps you hydrated and keeps water in your body is a good choice. Best thing you can do, lots and lots of water. Hey, popsicles melt, right? Those are made of water too. Yep, that's right. I've got some good tips for you. Wear lightweight, light-colored clothing because like I said about the car seats, those seats attract the heat and they get really, really hot. Well, same thing goes if you're wearing a dark-colored shirt. If your clothes are dark-colored, they absorb the heat from the sun, and you may have learned some about this in science. And so the darker the clothes are that you're wearing, the hotter you might get underneath those clothes. Also, it's important to wear lightweight clothes. You don't want to wear sweaters and jackets when it's super hot outside. So sometimes we just need to think about what we're comfortable in and make sure we're not going to get too hot. Cool off in the shade, in the water, or with a fan. It says fan back there. What about water? So we drink water. Sometimes we can cool off in water. Has anybody here ever tried to run through a sprinkler? Make sure you have permission to do that, but it could be really fun. You can also just cool your feet off in some water. How about a pool? What about the beach? Has anybody here ever been to a lake for swimming? I've done that. It can be really nice. So there are different places where we can swim and where we can get wet, but we have to be very, very careful when we go to those places. And we have to make sure that we never do that by ourselves. Do not stay in a hot car. That goes for pets too. So if you have a dog that likes to go out for rides with you, make sure that they are not left in the car when you go into a store or go anywhere else. The car can get super hot really fast, and it's just not good for them, just like it wouldn't be good for you. And they might even have an extra coating of fur on them. So make sure you are using your head and thinking about your pets and thinking about you. If somebody runs into a store or runs in to ask somebody a question, make sure you either have the air conditioner on in the car, you have windows open, or you get out of the car too. You want to make sure that you're safe. Here's another kind of weather, thunderstorms. Why is thunder dangerous? Some of you might think, well, I don't like that sound. It can be really scary, but I didn't know it was dangerous. It can be dangerous. Here's why. Because it means that there's lightning in the area. And if there's lightning, something or someone could get struck by lightning. And that could start a fire, and it could be really scary. So when there's thunder, you need to move away from water. You do not want to be near a pool if there is thunder around, because again, there could be lightning coming. Lightning likes to strike water. You know what else it likes to strike? Tall trees, anything really high up in the air, because lightning comes from the sky and it's closer to whatever's really tall. So you want to make sure that you aren't underneath any trees. And I have a tip here too. Put shoes on. That's a really important one. If you're barefoot and there's thunder, and if there's lightning, you've got to look out. You have to make sure that your feet are covered. Why my feet? Are they going to get struck by lightning? Does anybody know why? I see a couple of you thinking, oh, I learned this in science, or I have an idea. Well, here's the reason. If you have shoes on your feet, then that protects you. It protects your body. We call that grounding you. Not like grounded when you're in trouble, but grounding you, like making sure that the electricity won't travel through your body and it won't travel through from the ground up to you. So if something near you gets struck by lightning, having shoes on can save your life. It can help you, even if they're flip-flops, even if they're Crocs or sneakers or whatever they are. Keep your feet covered. That way, it'll keep you safer. And the last one, if there's thunder around, get into a car. Why a car? Well, the car's tires ground the car, just like your shoes ground you. So you make sure that if you're outside and you can get into your car with a trusted adult, and the tires will keep you safe in case lightning strikes something on the ground. It can't travel up into the car because it's grounded because of the tires. You could go inside. If you go inside somewhere, then you will be also safer, and you just want to make sure that you stay away from windows. It says windows behind my picture right there. You want to stay away from windows because that way you're safe in case there's lightning that is near the window. Generally, we're pretty safe during, the rest of the year when there's a thunderstorm. But there happen to be more thunderstorms when it's warm outside or when it's hot. And we tend to be outside more. So we have to be more aware of them and more careful and be aware of our surroundings so that if there is a storm, we know how to keep ourselves safe by putting shoes on, getting into a car, or getting into a building that's safe. My next tip is for you to keep your skin safe. Sunscreen prevents sunburn and keeps your skin healthy. It keeps it moisturized so it doesn't dry out. And the sun's rays can dry out our skin. Also, if you're in a pool with chlorine, that water can dry out your skin. So sunscreen helps to keep us moisturized, just like water helps keep our bodies hydrated. Our sunscreen, that lotion there, can help to keep your body moisturized. So sunscreen, you want to make sure that you put that on. And don't forget, if you're swimming or sweating, you should keep putting it on every hour or so. Check the label on your sunscreen. Prevent bug bites and bee stings. You can use a bug repellent spray. Natural bug repellents. There are some that are made that are better for the environment. So that they repel and they keep the bugs away, but they don't necessarily kill them. Protect your eyes with sunglasses. And also, a hat can be helpful. If you wear a hat, that can shade your scalp and your hair. It can shade your face, and it can make your skin and the rest of you stay healthy for longer. Water safety. Now, I've got to tell you something about this one. This one is very important to me. Well, I grew up doing a lot of swimming. In fact, I couldn't wait until it was time for me to become a lifeguard. That's right, I was a lifeguard for a long time at a pool. I had to take classes and learn how to be really safe and how to keep other people safe too. Then I became a swimming instructor. Yeah. So the first teaching I ever did was not at Vanderveer. The first teaching I did was in a pool, teaching kids to swim, teaching them how to be safe in the water. And I want to share some of those tips that I learned then and that I feel are so important to keep you safe too. Always have an adult with you. Make sure there's an adult nearby or right there in the water with you. It is so important. Don't take a chance. Don't say, ooh, that pool, that ocean, that lake looks really inviting. I just want to go cool off. It'll be okay. Sometimes it's not okay. You need to make sure you're safe. So take it from me, please. Keep yourself safe. Stay with a trusted adult. Make sure there's somebody there with you who can help you in case you are struggling. Know the rules and follow them. If you're at a pool, like a community pool, or even in somebody's backyard, there are probably some rules that you need to follow, and they're for your safety. Things like no running, don't use glass. Well, why not? You shouldn't have like a glass bottle of juice or something like that, because if it falls and breaks on the deck or on the, on the cement, it could shatter, and it's usually clear glass and you might not see it. And then you could step on it and get hurt. And it's really hard to clean it up completely. And it could even fall into the pool. So it's very important. No glass near a pool. Also, you want to make sure that you're not pushing anybody, that you're, not swimming in an area where it's too deep for you. These are really important things for you to think about. Okay, so promise me that you're going to keep yourself safe near a pool or near water. Okay, take a swimming lesson. How many of you right here, right now, have taken a lesson before? Wow, that's a lot of you. I'm so glad. Even if you've just had a few lessons and you know how to float on your back, you know how to blow bubbles, maybe you know how to tread water, you don't have to be a perfect swimmer. It's really important to make sure that you know how to keep yourself safe and just keep your mouth and nose above the water so that you can still breathe, even if you find yourself in deep water. So we're going to talk about treading water, which is a really important skill for you to know. Treading water just really means keeping your head above the water and you're upright. So just like when you're standing up, your head is up above your shoulders. Well, when you're treading water, your head is up above your shoulders. You're moving your arms like this, pushing and pulling back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And your feet are kicking below you. You can either kick them in what we call a flutter kick. You can do a kick that's like this. They call it egg beater. Sometimes people do one foot and then the other, or like this. And some people do it like they're riding a bicycle. So you can try any of those for treading water. And the less you have to move, the better, because the purpose of treading water is really to keep yourself from losing all of your energy while keeping your head and keeping your mouth and nose above the water so that you can still breathe. We're going to talk about how to float on your back. It might seem like something that, that's just something fun that I try to do. It's a really good skill to know for your safety. You might even, if you're swimming and you have a noodle or something that you can float on, that's a good thing. However, it's important for you to still know how to keep yourself safe in case your noodle floats away or somebody takes your float. You need to be able to know that you're going to be safe and that you're not going to panic. So, being able to keep your mouth and nose above the water is really important. When we talk about floating on your back, if it's something you haven't done before or you're nervous about it, don't worry, give it a try. As you're in a pool, you can try this so that you get more and more comfortable. That way, someday, if you are in a spot in the pool or in the ocean or in a lake or somewhere else where it's a little too deep for you, you don't have to panic. You can just float on your back. As long as your mouth and your nose are up out of the water, you're safe. But when you float on your back, you put your head back as far as you can. And in the video, you'll see you need to keep your ears back, and they'll probably be all the way underwater. And also, you push your hips up, put your tummy up on top of the water, okay? And you just relax. You can put your arms out to the sides. Just relax like you're laying in bed. Look up at the clouds if you're outside. It's kind of nice to just be able to float around like that.
What do we put in the water? What's this called? Our ears are in the water, and what goes to the very stomach? Yes, that's what goes to the top. Let's do it. Ready? Lie down on your back, ears in the water, stomach up. Okay, count to 5. I'm gonna hold you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep holding it. Keep holding it. Deep breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stand up, Isabella. Wow! Way to go! Good girl, high five!
Never, ever push someone underwater. It's just not safe. And only dive where it's allowed. If you know how to dive, that's awesome. If you don't know how to dive, that's okay too. You might learn one day. But do not dive where it's too shallow. They make those rules for your safety. If there's a sign that says no diving, it's probably because the pool water is too shallow and you could hit your head. It's a really good idea to check out all the safety signs around. More water safety. It only takes seconds to drown. So it's so important for you to be able to keep that mouth and nose above the water. And take those deep breaths in. A person can drown in very shallow water. It's true. So make sure that even if you're in shallow water, you are being super safe. Think responsibly. Take breaks. Don't tire yourself out. Take a break. Maybe move into the shade for a little bit. Find something else that you can do. And you can have some fun out of the water for a little bit so that you can go back in and enjoy it a little bit more later. Don't be a show off. So maybe you think that, I can do this trick and show everybody. Make sure it's something that's safe, okay? My number one goal right here, right now with this video is to remind you how important it is for you to keep yourself safe and make sure you're sharing the word with other people that you know too, because it's so important. Hi, so I took you outside because I want to show you something else that is really important when you're swimming or in water. Blowing bubbles. If you can't blow bubbles, it's okay. I'm about to show you how. Okay, here's the easiest way to do it if you're not in a pool and you're not sure if you can do it. Get a straw and some water. Watch this. We've probably all taken a straw and blown bubbles before, right? Okay, well, I have a paper straw, so I just made it a little smaller. Still blowing bubbles, just from a different distance. All right, now you can get really brave and dip your straw down really low, or I'm going to take my straw and make it even shorter. See if I'm almost touching the water. So if you've never blown bubbles before, try it this way. You're almost there. And then when I get really brave, here I go. Just like with my straw, except no straw. Now, I could get even braver and put my whole face in there. I don't really want to get my whole face wet. Should I do it? All right, I'll do it for you. But just remember, don't breathe in while your face is in the water, because if you breathe in, you get that yucky feeling of water in your nose. Here I go. This one's for you. I did it! I blew bubbles. And if I can do it here, I can do it in the pool, in the ocean, in the bathtub. Give it a try. That was fun. I'm going to do it some more. Silly Mrs. Mac. I better go get my towel. Here are a few more summer safety tips. Fire pits. Do not touch fire or get too close. Hot food can burn your mouth or your fingers. I know I said I love s'mores and I love roasting marshmallows, and ooh, they're so good. They get brown and bubbly. Sometimes they even set on fire. Don't put them in your mouth when they're too hot. Don't touch them with your fingers if they're too hot. Ouch! Fireworks. Don't play with fireworks, and stay back when you're watching fireworks, okay? Because fireworks, that word fire's in there, just like it's in fire pit. They're hot. They could light a fire. You have to make sure that you're really safe. And always, always stay with a trusted adult. Now that you know all these important safety tips, enjoy the rest of the school year and have a happy summer. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.